onwards, I'm going to start servlets. So with my previous session, the entire JDBC was completed, and from today onwards, I'm going to start servlets. What is servlets, and how the servlets will be useful in real time. All these things we'll discuss in a real time manner, each and everything. But servlets is a web technology. Actually, it's like if you want to develop any web applications using Java technology, you have to use servlets. Up to now, we have done only normal core Java, like proof of concepts, right? Up to core Java, like I have given some concept and I proved that by giving some practical example. Like everything would be like POCs up to now. And coming to JDBC also, just we interacted with the database and we got some data from database. Only this is what we went through up to like the previous discussions. But we didn't see any real-time applications. Real-time applications in the sense what we are using regularly in online, IRCTC application, ICICI net banking application. Like we didn't see any front-end related applications up to now, but from servlets onwards, we are going to discuss those type of applications, like how we are going to develop web applications. Because nowadays everything would be web application only, right? Everything would be web applications only in nowadays market. No desktop applications, no standalone applications. So everything would be available in online. So how those web applications will be developed using Java technologies, that we are going to discuss from the servlets onwards. This servlets is very important concept, and regularly used concept in real time. Without the servlets, you can't able to develop any web application using Java technologies. Servlets is basic to develop any web application. Okay. And for this servlets knowledge, if you want to learn servlets, if you want to learn servlets, from core Java, whoops and exception handling knowledge is enough. Whoops knowledge is enough. If you know whoops, you can learn entire servlets directly. No need of collections framework, all these things. Collections framework, some other miscellaneous discussions, whatever I discussed in core Java, that discussion no need. Whoops is enough to learn entire servlets. Okay. If somebody joined 2 times. Okay, fine. Rajesh, batch timings we'll discuss Rajesh once. Okay, so we'll let you know
Yeah, okay.
batch timings because I consider your concern. I know your pain. So we'll think on. But what I'm planning was Rajesh, I want to take 2 sessions, so both morning and evening, very soon. Like if you if you are okay, then I want to plan immediately.
You can plan it, no problem.
Okay. Because want to finish very soon. It's nearly 1 month, I think. 1 month gone, I think. Am I right, Rajesh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So I have to finish in another 1 month at least entire content. So for that, at least I need either weekends or 2 sessions per day. Weekends are most preferable for me, but if you people are cooperating, then I will take weekend sessions. That is good for me.
Okay.
So we'll think on it, Rajesh. Yes, from today onwards, let's. Generally, applications are 2 types, friends. One is web applications, and second one is desktop applications. Desktop or standalone applications. Standalone applications. This standalone applications in the sense up to now whatever we have seen up to core Java, whatever we have seen, like pure core Java, like it was not deployed in any server, it was not available in online, it was available in your particular machine itself. So that type of applications are standalone applications, generally core Java applications. Core Java applications, like core Java programs, whatever we discussed, like using core Java also we can develop a big application directly. So all those applications are come under standalone applications, but nowadays nobody is using standalone applications, nobody is developing standalone applications. Everything would be web application only. Web applications in the sense these are the applications deployed in online, like you can able to access that application, this application in web anywhere in the world through internet. So whatever the application you can able to access with internet access, that type of application is called as web application. Okay, you can access anywhere using internet. Okay, so standalone applications in the sense specific to desktop, specific to respective mission, respective computer or machine, whatever it may be. Okay, but web application in the sense web application can able to access anywhere using internet. Okay, if you want to develop any standalone application, core Java is enough. Whatever the knowledge you have in core Java, that knowledge is quite enough to develop any standalone application. But if you want to develop any web applications in Java technology, using Java technology, you have to you can able to develop that web applications using servlets. Servlets is the basic technology to used to develop web applications. Without servlets, we can't able to develop any web application in Java technology. Okay, how core Java is basic for standalone applications, how core Java is basic for our entire Java technology, the servlets is basic for web applications. Okay, in real time you are going to develop only web applications, not standalone applications. Kindly observe. Okay, so these are the various types of applications: standalone applications, web applications. In order to develop web application, you have to use servlets technology. Without servlets, you can't able to develop any web application. Okay, servlets is the basic. Okay, so this web application architecture will tell you first. This is browser, this is server, this was available in this was deployed in internet. Okay, it's your web application, it's your web application, this is your web application. You write each and everything clearly. Client means your browser window or your local machine, local browser, customer browser, or whatever it may be. Okay, here you are giving URL. Here you are giving URL like http://icicibank.com. So this is the URL you are giving in your particular mission. Okay, so this ICICI Bank related web application is there, right? Developed like transaction, everything will be developed, right? Entire business logic was developed in using servlets or some technology. So that entire web application will be deployed in server. That server was available at somewhere that was connected to internet. That server was connected to internet. That means your application was deployed in internet. Okay, this is your web application. ICICI Bank, ICICI Bank web application. ICICI Bank web application. This is a server, friends. This is server. So if you deploy your application inside the server, automatically you can able to access this application anywhere in the world using internet. So that is the meaning. Okay, so what this is a web application architecture. I'm explaining some architecture like this, how what happens internally whenever you give request, what happens internally, all these things will tell you later. Like I have done some research on that servlet lifecycle. I have done some research. That research part will share you very soon. Okay, so some architecture I'm giving, like what is the architecture of web application that I'm giving now. So whenever you click on this URL pattern, this whenever you give this URL pattern and whenever you click on submit, but sorry, enter in your browser like this, open here. So you open your browser www. ICICIbank.com. Whenever you click on enter, it is going to that application, right? That application is going to launch. You just observe. ICICI Bank application was launched. From today onwards, everything would be like real time. Like everything would be real time, and like in most of the cases, I'm going to share you banking domain application and moreover ICICI Bank related application. Okay, so everything would be like real time, and you people are going to enjoy more and more from today onwards. Up to previous sessions, everything would be POCs. So like everything would be like some concept and proof. But from now onwards, everything would be like real time. So whenever I click on www.icicibank.com, this application was launched, right? This application was launched, right? This application was deployed in this particular server. This application was deployed in this particular server. This server was available at somewhere that was connected to internet. Okay, so whenever you click on www.http://icicibank.com, first it goes to server, the respective server, ICICI Bank server. So from ICICI Bank server to respective web application, and web application was deployed in that particular server, right? This was executed and this application was going to launch. You are going to get output here. So here you are getting that login page. That login page you got, this page. This page you got. So this is the process going on. That means whenever you gave request, first it goes to server, and from server, based on the request, whatever you have given, the respective application was executed, and finally the respective output is going to come. Okay, but so this application is there, right? This deployed application is there, right? This deployed application is going to develop using Servlet's technology. Okay, hope you got my point clearly. This application is developed inside server. You deployed one application, right? That application was developed using Servlet's technology. Okay, got it, everyone? Rajesh, are you okay?
Yes, Naveen.
Clear, right?
Good.
Yeah, if you have any queries, please let me know immediately. Sandeep, RK, Chandan, everybody.
No, Naveen, good.
Okay, so this particular application is there, right? Whatever I deployed here, ICICI net banking application, this is going to develop using Servlet's technology. Okay, so now what is the meaning of Servlet? I'm going to give you. What is the meaning of the Servlet? I'm going to tell you. Servlet means nothing great, friends. Servlet is a server-side technology actually. Like if you want to develop any web application, the Servlet will be useful. Okay, so now I'm going to give you the definition of a servlet. So we'll save this first, web application architecture. Web application architecture. Yes, servlet. Servlet means nothing great, friends. Servlet is a resource. It's a resource, like it's a normal Java file only. Servlet means it's a Java file only, nothing great. Normal .java file only. Servlet is a Java file or resource available at server. It takes the request from the browser and it processes the request, and based on the request, whatever you have given, the respective business logic was processed by Servlet, and finally it's going to give some response to the user. I'm going to write it here. So here, based on your request, whatever you have given, Servlet will take that request, Servlet will process that request, and based on that request, some business logic is executed, right? Inside Servlet, you are going to write some business logic. That business logic was executed, and finally, based on the business logic execution, some response is going to deliver to the browser. Here, The meaning of servlet was whenever you click on www.icicibank.com, first it goes to server and server to web application, and inside web application servlet will be executed. Servlet takes this request. So based on this request, we are going to write some business logic. Like if the request is www.icicibank.com, we have to launch this page. In that way, I designed my servlet. Okay, so finally that servlet is going to give this page as the response. So that's why I got here this page as response here. So we'll write it clearly here. Servlet is a resource or Java file, whatever it may be, or Java file available at server, which takes the request and process the request and gives necessary response to the client. Here client means your browser. Kindly observe, this browser is there, right? This browser is client, and server means this one, wherever your application was deployed, that is server. This is client. From today onwards, I'm going to talk more and more about client and server. Client means we have to assume that it's a browser. Client means generally in real time we are going to talk this type of words. Client means your browser. Server means there your server means nothing great. It's also a machine where you are going to develop, where you are going to deploy your applications. That was connected to internet. That server machine. Okay, so this is the meaning of a servlet. Okay, and servers are there, right? Servers. I am going to talk something about server. Server. This server means nothing great, friends. Server also a normal computer, but extra configurations are going to give for that mission. Server means it's a software. The meaning of server was it's a software. It's like a software, and where we are going to deploy our applications, web applications, whatever you developed, we are going to deploy in that server. That server was connected to internet. So whenever you whenever you gave a request to that server using internet, first it goes to that respective server, takes the request, and it processes the respective request to the respective web application, and based on that servlet execution, all these things, we are going to get response to the front end client. Okay, the server means it's normal mission, nothing great, normal mission. So it's like normal mission having some special software inside it. Special software, what is that software, will tell you very soon. Will install in my PC and will make my PC as server. Very soon I'm going to do that. But server means nothing great. It's a normal computer where we are going to install some special software. So automatically that mission acts as a server. Okay, inside server we are going to deploy our web applications. Okay, servers are two types, friends. Generally servers are two types. One is web server and second one is application server. Web server and application server. Okay, so web server, in the sense, web server means using this type of server, we can develop only web applications. We can develop only web applications. We can develop only web applications. Okay, and one more thing, this web server doesn't have any third-party services inbuiltly. Third-party services inbuiltly. It doesn't support for, it's having only container for web applications. Server means inside, whenever you install server, okay, whenever you install server, inside it one container will be created automatically. Container means like your JVM. What is the importance of JVM in core Java? Like in Java technology, what is the importance of JVM, friends? Rajesh, RK, Sandeep.
JVM is a Java virtual machine. So
Yes.
if you want to execute any program, so
So
JVM is
generally JVM will execute your program.
so
Am I right or
JVM
not?
must be
Here in server also, whenever you install server, one container will be installed automatically. That container will take care about each and everything, like taking request and processing that request to respective web application, and all these things will be taken care by that container. Okay, so container is one part of a server. Okay, whenever you install server, automatically container will be installed. So what I mean to say was, if web server means it's having only web containers, it's having it supports only web containers. Web containers in the sense it where we are going to where we can able to work with where we can able to deploy only web applications, like some other enterprise applications we can't able to deploy inside this web server related to EJB. All these things will tell you later. Okay, it doesn't support some other containers other than web containers. Okay, so that is the meaning of web server. Okay, coming to application server, it supports any type of applications. Web server doesn't have third party services, I said, right? Third party services in the sense, JNDI services, and Java mail services, Java mail, and something like these are the various services like inbuilt third party services. JNDI is third party service. Okay, to interact with the LDAP, all these things we'll tell you. What JNDA importance will tell you later. And Java mail in the sense sending mails to respective persons, and Java SMS. All these services not available inbuilt in web server. Coming to application server, it supports any type of applications, not only web applications. It supports any type of applications. Any type of applications it will support, and it's having some third-party services inbuiltly. Third-party services inbuiltly. It's having third-party services inbuiltly. Okay, and it supports web containers as well as some other containers like EJB containers, etc. Not only web containers, it's having some other containers also. It supports some other containers also. So that is the difference between web server and application server. The respective example for web server was in nowadays market. Tomcat is the Tomcat old version, not latest version. Tomcat old version is web server. Tomcat old version is web server example, but friends, in real time we are not going to use any web servers. There are only application servers we are going to use in real time. Application servers only we are using in real time. That is what I am saying. Because web server have all features, right? Web server doesn't have all features, right? But application server has all features. So that's why generally in real time we are going to use web application servers only. Application servers example, latest versions of Tomcat. Tomcat is one type of name of the server. Tomcat latest version like 8.0. It looks like application server only. WebLogic and WebSphere and JBoss and Glassfish. These are some examples for application servers. So many application servers are there in nowadays market. No end for the servers, and the Pramati server also there. Pramati from India. So many servers are there. Okay, have you heard these server words previously? Anybody?
No.
Yes, Naveen, I heard some of this.
So I think you hear this Tomcat. I think. Am I right?
Tomcat and WebLogic
Okay.
and Pramati.
Pramati, you hear? It's generally it's not an open source. Pramati is not an open source actually.
I heard somewhere like this software employees.
Okay. So Pramati server is one server which was accepted 1 lakh concurrent users at a time. 1 lakh concurrent users in the sense that application is there, right? Whatever deployed inside Pramati server, if 1 lakh members at a time within the same second, if 1 lakh members directly given the request to that particular server, it accepted. That is the greatness of Pramati. So Pramati actually got award. It was available in Hyderabad itself. Pramati company available in Hyderabad itself. Okay. So any queries up to now? The differences between web server and application server? Hello?
On it.
Right,
No,
everything is
no.
right?
Yeah.
So now I'm going to tell you how you are going to create a servlet. What is the approach? What are the various approaches available to create your servlet? Okay. Servlet, I'm directly entering into servlet knowledge directly. Like servlet topics I'm entering into directly. Yes. Steps to not steps. The approaches to create servlets. Okay. First one. Generally, we can able to create our servlets using three ways, friends. One is using servlet means nothing great. It's a Java file. That's it. It's not a big thing. Servlet is a normal Java file. That's it. Normal .java file. Okay, nothing great. Like inside servlet, we are not going to write anything great. It's normal Java file. We are going to write some business logic. That's it. We'll show you that practically. So in first, we have three approaches to create our servlet. First one is you have to take a Java file and that has to be implement servlet interface. Java file using like first approach implementing servlet interface. Okay, and the second one extending generic servlet. This generic servlet is abstract class, friends. What is the difference between class, abstract class, and interface? Anybody, please? What is the difference between class, abstract class, and interface? RK, Sandeep, Chandan.
Class is a container, so we can write inside methods, blocks,
Okay, great.
everything, and then
Class will
interface
accept
is also a
which type
container.
of
So
methods?
what? Naveen,
Class will.
say again.
What is the difference between class and abstract class and interface?
Yeah, class is a container, so we can write inside methods and blocks.
Mm-hmm.
But the interface is a container, it allows only abstract methods.
Okay.
The abstract class means we're going to hide the method functionality.
So abstract class will allow which type of methods?
Abstract methods,
So
both
does it?
abstract and then concrete.
So abstract class will allow both. You mean to say?
Yeah,
It allows both, right?
I think so. Yes, Naveen.
Yes, that is correct answer. Like abstract class will allow both type of methods, abstract methods as well as concrete methods.
Yeah, concrete
Interface
methods.
allows only abstract methods. Am I right or not?
Yeah, that's right.
And class will allow only concrete methods. See here, generic servlet is abstract class. Kindly observe. And third one is extending. Oops knowledge is quite enough for to learn this entire servlets and JSPs as well. Extending HTTP servlet. HTTP servlet, this capital. This HTTP servlet is normal class. Nothing great here. Normal class. It's like a normal class. Okay. First one is implementing run servlet interface, and second one is extending generic servlet, and third one is extending HTTP servlet. But these two approaches nobody will use, and no need to touch also. These two approaches nobody will use. Okay, only this one we are going to use, and we are going to discuss third approach. But why these two approaches not used in your generally the architecture will tell you. This is very internal discussion. This is servlet interface. This is servlet interface. This is generic servlet abstract class, and this is HTTP servlet class. Servlet interface. And this is generic servlet. Abstract class. Generic servlet is abstract class. Okay, and this one is HTTP servlet. HTTP servlet. This servlet interface means it accepts only what, friends? Interface accepts only which type of methods? Interface accepts which type of methods?
Abstract.
Abstract method. So this servlet interface is having 7 abstract methods actually. 7 abstract methods inbuilt. Okay. Generic servlet means this generic servlet is implementing this servlet interface. This generic servlet was implements this servlet interface where for four methods what I can say, for 4 methods implementation was done, and the 3 methods they again left as abstract methods. Abstract class in the sense it accepts both, right? Both concrete methods as well as abstract methods. So here 3 abstract methods are available. 3 abstract methods are available. What are those methods in the sense? Init method, all these things will tell you later. Okay, generally 3 methods available like that here. Okay, so this generic servlet was implemented from servlet interface. Again, this HTTP servlet is there, right? This is extending from generic servlet inbuilt. This was extended from generic servlet inbuilt, like some chaining process. This was implemented from here. This HTTP servlet was extending from generic servlet. Automatically, whatever the features available, whatever the methods and features available, this generic servlet I can able to reuse here directly. Okay, here for all methods already given implementation here in generic servlet. So again it is getting it is extending from this generic servlet in the sense whatever the implementations given here automatically I can able to get here according to inheritance relationship. I'll tell you that. Okay, so already whatever the implementations available here you can able to reuse here directly in HTTP servlet. No need to write one more time. Okay, so here only for one method is enough. One method for one method if you give implementation, that is enough. So why these two approaches are not useful and not used regularly, if you develop or if you design your servlet by implementing servlet interface in the sense in your Java program you have to write implementations for 7 methods, but out of those 7 methods 6 methods are not useful. Only service method is useful to take the request and to process the request. Only service method is enough. Unnecessarily for other 6 methods we have to give implementation. So that is the disadvantage with this servlet interface. Coming to generic servlet is abstract class. If you develop your servlet by extending from this generic servlet abstract class, There you have to give implementations for 3 methods. But out of 3 methods, I only single method is enough. Service method is enough, but unnecessarily you have to give implementations for other 2 methods. So that is the disadvantage with the generic servlet. Okay, but coming to HTTP servlet, for only one method, that is service method, if you give implementation for service method, if you implement service method, that is enough. That is quite enough. No need to implement other 6 methods. So automatically number of lines of code will be decreases or not. So that's why this HTTP servlet was regularly used in real time. And one more thing, generally whatever you are giving protocol here, HTTPS or HTTP, right? So this HTTP servlet will support that type of protocol. That's why this was regularly used. Got it? Got it, everyone? This HTTP is protocol actually. We'll tell you about protocol clearly later. This HTTP is protocol. Protocol means it's nothing great. It was organized by some vendor, like some set of rules to access the web application. Next, protocol in the sense set of rules to access the web application. Generally, all applications will be followed only HTTP protocol. You can able to see any type of application, Google, Facebook, whatever it may be, all are developed under HTTP protocol only. Hypertext transfer protocol. Okay. We have different types of protocols, FTP, file transfer protocol, different types of protocols are there. But generally all 99%, 99.9% all applications are working under HTTP protocol only. Hope you got my point clearly. Everyone clear up to now? Any queries? RK, Sandeep, Rajesh, Chandan?
Good Naveen till now.
Okay. So all these are very basics to enter into Servlet knowledge directly. Like all these are basics. That's why I'm discussing each and everything slowly. Okay. So extending HTTP servlet in the sense you are not going to do anything great. You are going to take a normal class my servlet, which has to be extends from this HTTP servlet. Okay, HTTP servlet, that is enough. So inside this you have to override one method that is do get service method. I said right, service method in the sense service method in the sense the service method takes your request whatever you have given in your browser, and based on that request some business logic is going to execute and it's going to give some response to your browser. Okay, that will be done in service method actually. Okay, so that service methods are two types. One is get method and post method. Get method and post method. Do get and do post. These are predefined methods, friends. Do get or do post are predefined methods available in this HTTP servlet. Only the thing is you have to override here and you have to write your own business logic inside it. To show you that practical, then you are going to get good idea. For timing, just remember that do get or do post means these are service methods. You have to override at least one. Any of one you have to override. So when get method will be useful, if you are getting more and more information from server, you are not sending information to server. Here you just observe, well, I'm giving www.icicibank.com. I'm not sending any information to actual ICICI Bank server. I'm just giving the URL pattern. Whenever you give the request, automatically you are getting this page. That means you are getting huge data from server. So if you're getting the data from server, at that respective web application, then you have to use do get method. But in case if you are sending the data to server from your mission, I'm uploading my resume, I'm registering into ICICI net banking application. You just observe here how to register. Some form I am filling. These people totally change the front end part. New user, get user, new user. Just observe here, whenever you click on new user, so some page is going to come. Oh, again same page, it was related to. Just observe here, I want my user ID. Click here to proceed, something. Go. Account number is mandatory. It is asking account number, right? So after clicking on account number, if you click on go button, so many fields are going to come: your first name, your last name, your email ID, your mobile number, your registered mobile number. It's like so many fields you have to give, and you have to click on submit button. That means in this particular scenario, you are sending the data to server. You are sending the data to server, like creating a Gmail account or creating a Facebook account. Like if you are sending huge data to server, then you have to use do post method. The name itself clearly indicating that post means you are posting the data to respective server. Get means you are getting the data from server. So based on the scenario, you have to choose at least one service method. Okay. So this is service method. So this is Java file what you have to develop. Okay. And one more thing, in these three approaches you can, using these three approaches you can develop your own servlet. Okay, servlet in the sense it's nothing great, you have to take an normal class and that has to be extended from http servlet class, or extending from generic servlet class, or implementing servlet interface. Generally third approach will be useful. Okay, so and one more thing here, it's a Java file, right? It's a Java file, it looks like servlet. One more thing, we have to develop an XML file, web.xml file. Various resources to develop a servlet I am talking. Various resources to develop a web application. Web application using servlets. First one you already know. First one is normal class file or Java file. One Java file you have to develop. And that Java file, inside that Java file you are going to write your own class, and that has to be extended from this HTTP servlet like this. And inside this, inside that you have to write either do get method or do post method. So that is one resource what I have to develop. And second one, you have to develop web.xml file. Web.xml file. Web.xml file. What is the meaning of this web.xml file? In the sense, it's a XML file. It's having configurations related to your URL pattern. Here, whenever you gave a request like www.icicibank.com, like here, I'll tell you here. Whenever you click on www.icicibank.com, so it's going to respective server, and the respective servlet was called, right? So based on your request, whatever you are giving, respective servlet is going to call. So many servlets are going to develop. So many servlets you are going to write inside the respective web application. This ICICI web application is there, right? This ICICI net banking application. This is a combination of so many servlets. Okay, based on your request, the respective servlet is going to call. So how server knows if the request is www.icicibank.com, the respective servlet has to call. And if the request is some other thing, some servlet is going to call. How server knows that whether I have to process my request to the respective servlet or not? The respective servlet. How server knows? Server doesn't know, right? So many servlets are deployed. But how server will knows the request has to forward to the respective servlet? That configuration we are going to write inside this web.xml file. They're going to give you your URL pattern. URL pattern you are going to give. If the URL pattern was something like www.icicibank.com, there you are going to mention servlet class, you are going to maintain. We'll write each and everything clearly, like we'll give a practical example, then you are going to get a good idea. If the request was www.icicibank.com, there you are going to mention, right? There you are going to mention like, the request has to be forwarded to the respective servlet, like login servlet. Servlet name you have to mention. Got it? So like this, for each and every URL pattern, if URL pattern is changing in the sense, you are going to mention there itself. Some other URL patterns you have to maintain. Like if the request is www.icicibank.com, this servlet has to execute. Like that we configured in web.xml file. So the meaning of web.xml file, it's having servlet configurations. Like so many servlets we are going to deploy, right? So those servlet configurations we are going to maintain inside this web.xml file generally. This file is called generally like deployment descriptor file. So this URL pattern configurations we are going to write inside this web.xml file, friends. Okay, got it everyone? What is the usage of web.xml file? Everyone please. What is the issue of web.xml file, and what are the various resources to develop, what are the various resources I need to develop to design any web application using servlets? What are the various resources?
One is Java file.
So okay, one is Java file, and that has to be
Web.
extended from HTTP servlet class.
Yeah. Then second one is web.xml file.
So web.xml file. So this Java file is there, right friends? Inside this Java file your entire business logic was available. Like login form is coming, and whenever you click on login button, first those login credentials are going to come to this Java file inside to this doGet method. Any doGet or doPost method, you are going to get that credentials, and you are going to interact with the database, and you are going to check whether username is and password is correct or not. Based on that, you are going to return success page or failure page, whatever it may be. Okay, so Java file is having entire business logic. But what about this web.xml file? What is the issue of this web.xml file?
To configure.
Yes, this Java
To
means this
configure.
Java file means it's a servlet. So this servlet class we are going to configure in this web.xml
Yeah.
file.
Mm.
Like if the URL pattern is www.icicibank.com, we have to forward that to ICICI related login servlet. If the URL pattern is www. something else, we have to forward the request to some other thing, some other servlet. So that configurations are going to available inside this web.xml file. Got it everyone?
Okay. Okay. Now.
You got it, Naveen.
Yes. So these are some basics of servlets. Okay, servlet lifecycle concept is next topic is servlet lifecycle, but it takes nearly 40 to 50 minutes to discuss servlet lifecycle. I have done some research on servlet lifecycle, so that research part I want to share. Before that, any small concept? No, servlet lifecycle directly need to discuss. Before that, we'll open server and we'll install server. Server means generally I'm going to share you generally strong server Tomcat I'm going to introduce, and WebLogic at the end will introduce. These two servers I'm going to use. Okay, basically I'm going to use Tomcat. Tomcat was developed by Apache people. It's a open software. It's an open server, open source server, and WebLogic is not open source. It was under the hands of Oracle company. WebLogic. Generally, in real time, people will use both. Some companies will use Tomcat, and some companies will use WebLogic, and some companies will use Glassfish, and some companies will use JBoss, and some companies will use WebSphere. But mostly people will use WebLogic. Mostly people will use WebLogic and Tomcat as well. Okay, you try to download any version of Tomcat. Generally, Tomcat 7 or 8 is good to download. Tomcat 7 or 8. Okay, we'll install in my PC first. We'll show you that. First, what is the meaning of server? Anybody, please? What is the issue of a server? Anybody, please? Sandeep, RK. What is the issue of server?
Store the data for the reusable.
No, 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 no. Server means it's a
To
software. Server means it's a software where we are going to develop our where we are going to deploy our web applications. That was
okay.
connected to internet. So based on that, that server machine was connected to internet, so we can able to access that application anywhere in the world using internet. That is the meaning of server.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So server means there you are going to whatever ICICI net banking application, whatever you developed, whether it is any type of application, web application, we are going to deploy inside the server. Okay. So whenever you gave a request to that respective application, the request goes to server first. Server takes the request from the respective browser and it takes the request, and based on your request, the the request was processed to the respective web application. Okay, if you give www.icicibank.com, first the request goes to ICICI Bank server and server forwards that request to respective web application. Okay, so this your web application is going to execute, and based on the respective execution and based on the respective response, you are going to get some response as output here. Some security like this, anything. So based on your request, whatever you have given, some output you are getting right, some response you are getting right. So all those things will be, happen. All these things will be happen under the hands of server only. Without server, all these things are not going to happen. You can't able to access your application outside without server. Server means it's a mission at somewhere available at somewhere. You don't know where it was available. Whether it would be Microsoft Azure server, whatever it may be. But that has to be connected with internet, so you can able to access your application anywhere in the world. That is the meaning of server. Okay, servers are two types: web servers and application servers. So Tomcat 7 will show you how to install. Like, it's normal software installation, nothing great. Servers, if you while installing, if you if anything was wrong, no worries. Your entire, you no need to format your machine and no need to do anything. Just uninstall that and install one more time. For server, we are not going to get any issues. But Oracle database, if anything wrong while doing installation, you have to format your machine. Otherwise, you have to remove entire services. But coming to servers, no need. If anything wrong, also no problem. You just uninstall it and you try to install one more time. Okay, we'll open servers. We'll show you how to install Java software, servers, web application servers, Tomcat server. I have Apache Tomcat 7 here. So you are going to get like this. If you download, you are going to get like this. Just open that. I am installing my server inside my machine itself. Generally, the server will be available at somewhere else, some other missions. But here in the same mission, I am going to install my server. Server means it's a software, I said, right? So if I install the software inside my mission acts as a server. Got it? If I install this particular software, whether Apache Tomcat or WebLogic or whatever it may be in your mission acts as a server. Click on next, click on I agree, post manager examples, and click on next. And here, if you want to give, here you have to give port number to your server. Generally, whatever the application, if you install any software in your mission, each and every software will take some port number default. Okay, it works under some unique port number. Okay, so for this software also you have to give some port number. So based on this port number only, you can able to access your server. Okay, I'm giving my port number as 9080. Kindly remember, 9080 is our port number. Daily I'm going to use this only. And username I'm giving admin, and password I'm giving admin. Okay, click on next. So it is asking for your Java path, where your Java was installed. My Java was installed in program files, Java JRE 1.8.0. So it's going to take that path automatically. If it is not taking correctly, then you have to specify the path by going to respective folder, and you have to specify the path. Okay. Tomcat or WebLogic or all these things are internally developed using Java only, friends, using core Java only. Tomcat, WebLogic, WebSphere, JBoss, whatever it may be, all these servers are developed using Java only. So that's why you need you have to give Java path. Okay, all these are developed under Java only, and whatever you are going to develop Servlet application or whatever it may be, all these are under Java only. So definitely you need to give Java path. Without Java, we can't able to develop anything. Okay, got it everyone? You have to specify Java path because we are developing Java applications only, right? Any other application you are developing here inside the server? Any .NET application or PHP applications you are developing or deploying?
No, no.
No, you are
Only Java.
developing Java application, so you have to give Java path. Click on next, and it is going to show you the path where it's going to install. It's going to install in program files, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat 7.0. Click on install. Automatically it's going to install. Check out permissions, ignore. Okay, just uncheck these two and click on finish. So with this your software was installed. Your go to program files. Here you just observe Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat 7.0 installed perfectly. Okay, if you want to uninstall, click on this, automatically it's going to uninstall. So if you want to start your server, and one more thing, here server software was installed, but you have to start the server. If you don't start the server, server is not going to start. If you want to start the server, go to bin, and here the two options are there, right? Click on this. Automatically your server is going to install. Sorry, start. Your server is going to start. Some errors I am getting here. Your server was started now. Okay. Server startup in 2696 ms. So if you got like that message, then your server was started. I'm getting some errors, some configuration issue, because already I installed Apache software inside my machine. So that's why I'm getting this. So if you do like this, your server was installed. You have to follow same steps in your local machine itself. Okay, whatever I. Okay. So this is the way to create or install your server software. Okay, try to download Apache Tomcat. You can able to download directly, whether it is a zip file or whether it is executable file, whatever I have here. You can able to download directly, but no restrictions like Oracle database. For Apache Tomcat, no restrictions. You can able to download directly without any pain. But for Oracle database, we have to do so many things and so many restrictions to download Oracle database. But for Tomcat, no restrictions. You can able to download directly. Okay, so for my next session, try to download Tomcat and try to install in your machine. And from my next session onwards, in my tomorrow's session, what I'm going to deal, I'm going to share some research concept. I have done some research on Servlet, so that research concept will share you in my next session. It takes nearly 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. Like, what is a Servlet, in-depth knowledge, very in-depth knowledge about Servlet. What is a Servlet, and whenever you give www.icicibank.com, what happens internally, like what I said, it's going to server, and server takes like some theoretical concept I have given. So I'm going to show you all those things practically, like what happens internally. All these things we'll discuss in a depth manner. Okay, so that Servlet life cycle of Servlet will tell you in my next session. Got it everyone? Any queries in today's session? Rajesh, Sandeep, RK, Chandan,
No,
Not
Naveen.
clear.
everything
No,
clear,
no,
right?
I'm just
Clear.
getting
Yeah,
some
you just go through the content whatever I shared today one more time for my next session. Okay, because these are up to now, only basics of Java technology, like oops, all these things. You didn't hear this type of words, web applications, all these things you didn't hear. These are very new to us. Am I right or not? This web application, servlet and server, all these things are very new to us. So you have to go through
Yes.
once, then you are going to get good idea. Okay.
Okay, Naveen.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Chandan.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Naveen.
Sandeep. Who is this person waiting for name?
I don't know, Naveen.
Okay, sorry. And Ravi, Ravi, are you there? Ravi, Bharat.
Yeah, we are here, sir.
Yeah.
So, are you okay with today's session, today's discussion?
So much so good, we should go on.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Ravi, can you speak a little bit loud?